constantly getting emails, Instagram messages, Facebook messages. How do I get started in this business? Sick of my 9 to 5. I'm sick of wearing a tie. I'm sick of my boss screaming at me. I want to work for myself. So we're going to show you how to do that.
Show me the money. And let me tell you, most people starting out in the seal coating business really choose residential for a few different reasons. Residential seal coating over commercial, that is. What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Happy September 13th, 2022, 3:30. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being live with us here. And for all of you that are watching the replay, thank you for coming on. We've got a special treat. We've got Mr. Greg Francis, the founder of Seal Coating His Life. What is going on, brother?
Oh, I look so young in that video. Time flies, huh?
Oh man, it's always so great to jam with you, brother. How's the season been? How have you been rocking over there in beautiful Pennsylvania?
Well, the most important thing is it's been a relatively dry summer. So we're getting 6, sometimes 7-day weeks in, and it's just been perfect. I mean, we had 2 days of rain, but I don't think this year we've had more than 2 consecutive days of rain. So it's been incredible. Busiest ever. Every year is busier than the last.
That is awesome, man. That's awesome. And of course, I keep seeing content pushing out to your channel.
Yeah, we're trying to upload 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes 4, sometimes 1, but it is what it is, man. Right now, it's just more important to be out there getting jobs done than getting YouTube videos out. But we're still making it happen.
Well, this time of year, you definitely want to make the most out of the season that you have, because of course, working days tick away. They literally flip off that calendar, right? And you only have a certain amount left when you take into consideration rain days that might interfere, or days that might be a little bit too humid, and then cool weather as well, which is on the horizon. What's it looking like for you guys? Are you busy here for the go forward?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we had 2 days of rain, and then it looks like we're going to have 8 or 9 days of straight sunshine. But we're starting to get some leaves are starting to come down, so that's something to take into consideration. You got to have the leaf blower out there while you're working. But cooler, I'll take that with some cooler weather, because it's been pretty hot, been pretty brutal out there.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Hey, big shout out to Nico over all the way from Mauritius. Wow, that's awesome. And then we've also got Greg out of Dubai as well, chiming in live right now. That is so awesome. Anybody, if you have any questions along the way, please don't ever hesitate. Go ahead and type those into the comments. We'll be here. We'll definitely do some Q&A stuff through this. But what we really wanted to focus on here is basically doing a recap of the season, and also to speak about the Driveway Seal Coating Kickstart course that's been a real hit for a lot of people who are considering starting in the business. So why don't we just touch quickly? I know that you're a huge celeb on YouTube as it relates to especially hand application. Like, you are the artist of seal coating. So why don't you tell a little? Let's just do a quick recap on who you are, where you come from, and then let's go through a little bit of how special these kind of application techniques are.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Greg. I'm from southeastern Pennsylvania. I've been seal coating, on and off since I was 19 years old, and I'm coming into my 16th or 17th year. And a few years ago, someone was videotaping me while I was seal coating, and he was just like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen." And I didn't think anything of it. And then I was thinking about it, and like, I've worked with the same guy, pretty consistently, and we do this, it's almost like a dance, and it's like, people say it's mesmerizing. So I had an old GoPro laying around, and I was like, well, let me try to make a video out of this. So I stuck a GoPro on my head and then made a video, and then I made another one. And then after I made my third one, I kind of really figured out what would look good. And then it just like shot up, and I was just started getting millions and millions of views. Like, I was putting out a video, and then like 2 days later, it had 100,000 views on YouTube. And it was like right in the middle of the pandemic, right when everyone was just sitting at their house staring at the wall. And then like, oh, seal coating, people from Vietnam, people from Japan, people from Montana, California, Canada, everyone was watching and everyone was loving it. And then, another question I was getting was, how do I get into this? How do I get started? And then instead of just giving me my life story, you and I got together and figured out a way that we could, not only help people, but teach them how to do this and become, their own boss. If whether it's something you wanted to do full time or whether you had weekends off, whether you had summers off, it's the perfect thing. And especially, with hand application, there's not a lot of money that it takes just to get started. You can get started with a pickup truck, buckets, and a brush. You can get started for $500 and a pickup truck, or you can get started for $20,000. It's really up to you.
It's so true, man. And that brings me back to a special moment where I remember I was on YouTube and I'm looking at seal coating videos, of course, and watching the different people that are out there putting out this content. And something really special stood out about you, where you were you had a mask on, and you were covering your face like a face shield. And so you didn't really know who the guy was behind the mask. And that there was a lot of curiosity that was built. And I remember being like, man, I got to find out who that is. And did some digging and I was able to find out. Now, of course, you're maskless live here, everybody. So this is like a special moment. But tell us a little bit about do you wear safety gear out in the field? Is that one of the reasons why you had the mask on? And can you talk to us a little bit about safety?
Sure. I never really took it seriously. And then maybe it was like 4 years ago, I was moving the hose from the driveway to the truck. I always kind of wore glasses, but now I wear kind of a mask, and I usually wear a gaiter above my head, a hat to keep the sun off. And I saw a little bubble in the hose, and I was like, that's interesting. And I just kind of stared at it, and then boom, it popped and it exploded all over my face, all over my clothes, all over everything. So now, even if it's early in the morning, no matter what, I have my sunglasses on and I just wear PPE nonstop. Ears to keep to keep the sound out of my ears, and also to keep the dirt out of your ears when you're cleaning off the driveways. Because a lot of people don't realize that when the dirt's all flying around, a place for it can settle is in your ears. So yeah, now I'm just I'm doing, because I want to live forever. I got kids now. It's not about me. I'm just I'm working just to get home to see my family. That's it.
That's so awesome. There's a question that came in here from Jonathan. What is the longevity of seal coating? And so that can really vary, right? Seal coating, the way the application. So, I know you have so much experience with the application, but why don't you speak a little bit about that, Greg?
So some people do it once and never do it again. Some people do it every single year. Here in Pennsylvania, something that we're kind of lucky about is snowplows that come and destroy these driveways. So they have white squiggly lines all the way up their driveways, and these homeowners don't want to look at it, and so they want to reseal it. But it also depends on how clean your driveway is. I say this, if it's covered in pine sap and moss and dirt, and you come out there and you just do one pass, it's going to come up in the next rainfall. But if it's really clean, it can last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It all depends.
It's so true. And also the dilution, I've seen and heard of a lot of people over diluting their sealer. And so, Jonathan, you living in Florida, one of the things that you would really want to be careful of course, is if you're doing the application yourself, make sure that you're following the dilution specifications associated with the manufacturer to make sure that you have a spec product for the longest lasting opportunity of the application. So in other words, if it's speccing out that there's 25% dilution from raw, then you wouldn't want to go 35% because breakdown would happen on that material, especially with asphalt emulsion. Coal tar emulsion previously was a lot more forgiving, but of course there's coal tar shortages in our industry. Have you ever seen jobs that are substandard, Greg, where people do really over diluted applications and it's gone in a year?
Yeah, we see it all the time. All the time. People say, what happened here? And I'm like, I can't say exactly what happened there, but they were like, oh, it just looks super watery. And you can see some YouTube videos of these guys where they're pushing the material and it should just go a little bit, but it just keeps going. It's almost like a waterfall, and you can see how much water and some people are using 35, 40% water because it stretches out the product and increases profits. But that works short term, not long term, because you're not going to get that call back. They're going to call me to come out and do it the right way.
Yeah, great question. And Yeah, Brian Mack, we've got on here Montreal living in Dubai. I love it, and you're about to start an asphalt maintenance business in the spring. Super stoked for you. You're asking all the right questions. I
In
already
Dubai?
know. No, back. I think back in Montreal, like heading back to Montreal. But
Okay.
it's pretty. That would have been pretty cool, right? Yeah,
I I
dude.
would I would fly out there and I would do a video with you if you wanted to seal coat. I don't even know if they even have asphalt in Dubai, but I would make it a priority to come out there and we would make some YouTube videos in Dubai.
Oh man, they do they ever? I went to Dubai and I raced at the Dubai Autodrome. I got to drive a McLaren, which was awesome. Yeah, so actually warmed up with a Porsche GT3 RS on the track and then raced a McLaren afterwards, like 860 horsepower at the rear wheels. It was crazy, and it was definitely asphalt that we were on. Wouldn't that be cool to be able to land the contract at the Dubai Autodrome? That would be pretty awesome.
Was it sealed though? That's the real question.
I don't believe it was sealed, but that asphalt was getting really, really porous and the aggregate was coming up on the surface, which can
Yeah.
mean that you could get a lot of loose rock on the surface that could mean that you lose traction, right? And so that happens. So it's a very good lesson for us while we're on speaking about this. The sun, of course, in Dubai is really strong, and so it'll eat away at the tar and bitumen, the liquid components in the asphalt, leaving that the aggregate and the rock, and that just starts to decay over time. And that's one of the things that's so important about seal coat is that you create that buffer not just for the elements like rain and wear and snow
Yeah.
plows and sun, but also from the traffic, right? The wear and tear.
Yeah, we just started kind of filming parking lots this year where we're starting to do some spray stuff and you'll see at a lot of these parking lots, they take a beating and they need maintenance more than the driveways do because, there's 100 times the traffic on them. Which
We
is
got a
great.
question.
Once you
Yeah.
graduate from driveways to these parking lots, that's when you can really increase your profit margins.
Big time, big time, and average job price goes up as well, right? So
Yeah,
if
of
you
course.
wanted to make, if you wanted to do $200,000 worth of business, doing $1,200 jobs is a far stretch to do in a season, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you could do $100 $2,000 jobs, right? So that's the mixed match, right? And that's something
Yeah.
important that we teach about definitely over here at Asphalt Kingdom. And the driveway seal coating kickstart course, let's jump on that for a second because that's really important. That it's not just application videos that we put out as part of the driveway seal coating kickstart course. Like a lot of people say, well, is it just operations and application or is it more than that? And so what I want to explain is that if you're considering starting in the business or you're already in the business, this driveway seal coating kickstart course is really designed to go for people starting out or existing. And the reason why is we cover off all about the marketing, the face of your business. We cover off the voice of your business, which is the sales side of it. And we speak about the hand of your business, which is the operations side of the business. And there are all kinds of different modules which are inside this. And I'm going to cover these off right now so everybody can see that. Greg,
Mhm.
are you able to see that screen right there?
I
It
can.
should be, here we go. So
Yep,
you'll
I
see
got it.
here, yeah. So this is the driveway seal coating kickstart course landing page, right? And so really what I want to explain is when you click that link that's in the description that we're sharing with you right now, you'll see what's inside. We've got 12 engaging, easy to follow videos, over 3 hours worth of content that teaches you everything you need to know to start your own driveway seal coating business or optimize your already existing one, right? You also get bonus, a sales and marketing package with ready to use items that will help you attract customers. Bonus, ready-made templates to help you with all aspects of your new venture. You've got lifetime access to the exclusive AK Roundtable every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're live on Zoom with people who are just starting out in the business as well as seasoned vets. So you've got, that's an awesome team. If you want to be a part of like energy and a culture that is really geared towards greatness and moving towards growth, you definitely want to be a part of that. And then of course you get support as well from our team going through this. Really, if you add up all the value, like if you calculate the amount of time and the energy and the videos and the content, the value and everything together, it's definitely a couple grand worth. Like today, if you were going to go invest into a course, you'd easily go and spend that for a seminar or a conference. It would be easily a couple $1,000s, and you're getting that from Greg and myself, 30 plus years of experience in the industry. We've got it priced right now for only $499, and you can get started there. But what I wanted to show you down here is, let's cut to the different sections of content that we have. Like when we click into these pieces right here, we've got all of the breakdowns and all this stuff. I won't show it all to you guys because, of course, you got to invest into it, and investing into it means that you're actually investing into it. It's not like, back in school, when you were in school, think about something, right? If somebody was paying for your university, are you going to work as hard as if you had to work 2 jobs to pay for your own university? And the reality of it is, when you invest into something, you're going to get more out of it because you're committed. You're saying, I'm committed to powering forward. I'm committed to learning about all these different pieces, right? And so we've got all kinds of stuff in here. Look at this: course infographic, cheat sheets, marketing package, templates, map and measure, social media swipe files, standard operating procedures, door-to-door sales. We've got just a ton of stuff here for you all that's all in each section of these. And so there's an enormous amount of value in here, everyone. And so if you do happen to want to step your game up in that regard and really start to optimize what it is that you have, or you're considering starting out for $500, which is like, do you do driveways that are $500, Greg?
Yeah, well, that's kind of maybe an average size driveway.
Right. And how long does it take you to do a $500 driveway?
An hour.
Yeah. And so how many driveways do you do in a day like that?
Well, it depends on how close they are. Usually you're not going to get, $500 driveways in a row. I mean, you could do maybe 4 or 5, depending with drive time. So
if you were starting out in the industry, straight up, like, no, let's cut the fat away. If you were starting out in the industry, would you strongly recommend this course for somebody starting out?
Yes, because like not only the questions that I get are like, how do I get started? But another question is like, how do I get jobs? How do I get jobs? Like I'm in my business, but I don't know how to get any jobs. I'm knocking on doors, but nobody's saying yes. So another thing we went over in this is how to get jobs through, X, Y, and Z.
It's true. And there's so many different functioning pieces over just doing a driveway, right? Like doing the application again is a piece of it, but all the other pieces of running your business is so important.
Well, you're not going to do the job unless you can sell the job. Like, that's what it is. You need to get the job first before you can do it.
Exactly. So, one of the things we speak about too is having that digital presence up, right? The face of your business. Let's touch on marketing a little bit. So you want to make sure that you have a website that's set up, and you can do that really inexpensively. You can set up a free website and make sure that you have that set up. You can do it through GoDaddy, for example. You would have your Facebook business profile set up. You would make sure that you have your Instagram business profile set up, your LinkedIn. You would make sure that you have your YouTube channel set up. Once you have your digital presence, the face of your business set up, now you have the opportunity to get reviews on Google My Business. You have reviews on Facebook. You have content that you're spitting to those platforms that gives not just the opportunity to generate new business, but also to help convert leads that you might have proposals and estimates out, so that when they go online and look up who you are and make a decision whether they're going to move forward with you or not, you're there and your face is there. You're present. Then the sales side of this, the voice of your business, as we discussed in this course when we were together, is it's really important that the voice of the business is in sync and in tune with the face of your business. You can't have a really great marketing presence and a really shitty sales voice attached to your business, because they're not in sync. It's throwing off. Like, have you ever seen a company like a website that's really good, like the travel site, and it's like bookings, and you're going to go book a trip somewhere, and they do such a good job with their ads. They do such a good job doing all the website, but you call the toll-free number and it's just like, ugh. You know what I mean? And
or you order something online and it's a beautiful picture, and then when it arrives, it doesn't even fit on you. It's like, oh, where did this come from? Oh, that's why. Yeah, it's got to come full circle.
Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, definitely something to think about. And yes, Sam, we are reading them right now. We've got a whole team on it. We were just chatting about that. We've got Sam Finney on. Do you know who Sam is, Greg?
I do know who Sam is. Yes, I do. Hi,
I
Sam.
wanted I wanted
Hi,
to hire
Sam.
someone to patch my driveway, or should I do it myself? Thanks for your help. So Sam's asking, hello, I wanted to hire someone to patch my driveway, or should I do it myself? Thanks for your help.
Well, what do you have more of, time or money? If you got the time, you can do it yourself. If you got the money and you don't have the time, hire someone. And it depends how old you are, because it's very physical work. So if you're in good shape, Sam, I would suggest maybe trying to do it yourself, or you give me a call and I'll come out and do it for you, bud.
Great. I'm interested in knowing who Sam is.
Sam is a carpenter, local guy, great guy. I've known him, oh man, probably before I started seal coating, I've known Sam.
That is
I've known
awesome.
him since I was a wee lad.
Sam, nice to meet you, my man. Nice
And
to
a dirt
meet you.
bike rider as well.
Cool. That's awesome. And Alex Harris is giving you a thumbs up, man. Hang loose, and that's awesome. Hey, thank you everybody for being on here. This is awesome. Live, like, this is the middle of the afternoon. Hopefully you're crushing it wherever you are, and optimizing for becoming the best version of yourself, because that's certainly what we're doing. Greg, when are we going to shoot like more content for this course? Are we going to do some more stuff and spit out some extra bonus value, and like everybody who invests into the course will automatically get that free? Like, when are we going to do that? Are we going to do that soon?
Well, season's almost over. I've got 100 hours of footage that I got to dig through. I got some spray footage, so maybe that's something in the future we're going to do, is how to spray once you've graduated from driveways, or if you just want to start out spraying, which is, it's ballsy, but it can be done. And yeah, man, I'd love to get back down to Anguilla and chop up some footage and give some more added on to this package that we give out.
That's awesome. That is
Bye,
awesome.
Betty.
Right here. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I said bye, Betty. Betty said she's got to leave.
Bye, Betty.
Bye, Betty.
Yeah, that's awesome. We've got Nassim. What should be the optimum thickness of seal coating to be provided on flexible pavements? Do you have an answer to that, Greg?
Optimal thickness. You can go like water percentage, or you can just kind of go by eyeball. I mean, it's thinner than pancake batter, I guess, thicker than water, maybe something like I don't know, optimal thickness. It all depends.
Yeah.
It all depends on what time of the year it is. I mean, coal tar, you can make it a little bit looser in the hot summer, and you can make it thicker as the season gets colder. But asphalt emulsion, it kind of has to be around the same thing.
Yeah, and Nassim, I think that too, you might have two answers to this question, because thickness can be like thickness, like viscosity, or thickness on the surface, like depth. And so I'll answer the depth part of it. It really depends on the asphalt, how old it is, how aged it is, how new it is, how porous it is. So thickness, that really comes with doing a proper liquid application where you're not puddling the material, but making sure that it is a solid liquid coat, if that makes sense. Greg, when you're moving that brush, when you're brushing seal coat, you're moving puddles of sealer, but you're not leaving puddles of sealer.
Yeah, we're not leaving puddles of sealer, because if it's too thick, it can crack, which is not what you want. So it's kind of hard to describe, I guess. It's just kind of a feeling that I use to do it. Yeah, you want to move it around, leave enough to cover everything, but not too much to make it crack.
Yep, and I've seen it on 25-year-old driveways that have never been seal coated in parking lots, where you'll use 3 or 4 times the amount of sealer that you would on something that's 2 years old.
Yeah.
And which leads to, at the end of the day, it's like, if you are not taking your true cost into perspective when you're quoting jobs, you need to have an understanding of what your cost is of the material for your application. A 20-year-old parking lot or driveway is not going to be priced at the same price as something that's 2 years old. and
Yeah,
yield the
you can judge it
same
by
profit
color
margin.
too. Yeah, you can see like the color. It's going to soak it up like a sponge versus something that's been sealed, 2 years ago, or something that's never been sealed and just 2 years old. It's going to take you, like you said, 3 or 4 times the amount of material, which means the price is going to, go way up. So that's something you got to think about when pricing these jobs.
Exactly. Nassim has another question here. Which seal coating will be more durable and serviceable, asphaltic or bituminous? Please tell, sir. So what I would say to you is that first and foremost, coal tar emulsion has historically been the most durable sealer that's out in the marketplace.
Yeah.
And now, of course, with the shortages and a lot of bans of coal tar emulsion, it's at the end of the day, it's been very challenging to be able to get a hold of that inventory or procure it. So people have moved to asphalt-based sealer like asphalt emulsion, where essentially it is, if it's done properly, the proper applications, it can last close to the same lifespan as coal tar emulsion. But the reality of it is, and this could turn into a big debate online pretty quickly, but the reality of it is that if you do a proper two-coat application on using asphalt emulsion, you're going to get some really durable outcomes of that application. If you're spraying, if you're doing application by brush, the durability is going to be even that much further because on driveways you're able to move that around a lot faster. It's hard to do two coats on driveways and make the money that you're looking to make. So
Yeah.
I do recommend that when you're doing residential, you can pump your beads of sealer just like you still have a spray system, but you take your tip off your gun. And so why don't you go through like a arriving on the job, Greg, to going and what does that process look like from the time the truck arrives to the time that truck leaves? Can you just do like a quick, few minuter of what that's like?
Yep. So we're pulling up to the job. First thing we're doing is, knocking on the door, making sure if anyone's home. We want to, peek into the garage doors, make sure there's no cars in the garage, because sometimes you speak to the wife that didn't tell the husband. You speak to the husband, didn't tell the kids, the babysitter, grandma came home for the weekend, has to leave in a few hours. The worst thing that can happen is they need to get the car out, and then you spend half your day cleaning sealer off the sidewalk, blah, blah, blah. All right, so that's done. There's no cars. What we're going to do is we're going to put the stakes in. We'll get the bill ready. We'll edge the driveway with a weed whacker, string trimmer, whatever you want to call it. It will come out with a high-powered blower, backpack blower or push blower, remove any dirt spots, any moss, anything that needs to be wire brushed. But if it's too far gone, we'll recommend that it gets pressure washed, because you don't want to just seal coat someone's driveway and it's too dirty and then it all washes off. So then we pull the hose out, we start putting out the piles of material. One guy spreads it. We call it the rougher. And then the other guy comes and does what we call the smoothing, where he removes any footprints or brush marks to create a uniform finish. And then as soon as we get done at the end, we tape off the driveway, click a fire to the caution tape, and then we go on to the next job.
Exactly. And that all sounds quick and easy. And of course there's, but there's time there. I've seen a time where you ended up actually having one of the brush bristles, one of the hairs of the brush actually go on a walkway and you had to clean it.
Yeah. So whether you're using coal tar or asphalt emulsion, those are water-based. So if you can get, we keep a little pump spray bottle. If you can get water on it quickly, it can come off. But if it doesn't, like for instance, if a gutter's dripping and it drips onto the driveway after you leave and then it splatters all over the garage door, that's when you got to come back with chemicals and a pressure washer and clean garage doors. So there's all kinds of things you want to look at, and, checking the weather and just making sure there's no who let the dogs out. We had an instance where the dog went onto the driveway, then went back into the doggy door, then ran all over the house. And then she was a real sweet old lady. So we're all on our hands and knees, cleaning off her floor from the coal tar about 10 years ago. But we got it done. Never satisfied customer.
In any business, there's going to be adversity and challenge. The key is that you really need to face that adversity and go after it and come out the other side shining bright light, right? Like yielding.
Yes. Yeah, so anybody can be a superstar when everything's going right. Like, oh, great day. Oh, I'm the man. When things start to fall apart, or, you have problems with people that you're working with, you have problems from things that are out of your control, the dog comes out, How you react to that, that's what makes you a superstar.
So true. So true. And that's how you also, yeah. And it's the right thing to do. Right. And if you do the right thing if you do the right thing all the time, it's hard not to yield great results. The key is if you do screw up, if there's something, a mistake that you make or something happens, face it, and trust me, you'll prevail, because what happens is I've seen this happen time and time again, where we're challenged with a customer. There could be a late shipment. There could be something going on, a shipment that got damaged. And if we're able to truly deal with that to the best of our ability, and we really give it our best shot, then there's an opportunity to build an evangelist, somebody who's going to really be excited and will be a fan and rave about us and leave great reviews. And that's what you want to do, is try to make every situation better. And so that's a good takeaway for anybody watching. There's a question, or actually statement. I see the videos of his job. For me, he is a master maker, clean, speedy, and professional. Nordenberg B. That's awesome. Where are you from? Type that into the comments. Where are you from? Where are you located? Really, really cool. Really cool to hear from you, man. I know people are chiming in from all over the world, so that's awesome.
It's like getting the wrong food at a restaurant, you know, like you don't like storm out. It's just like, excuse me, you gave me the wrong food. And if they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, let me fix that. And they get right back at you. It's like, okay, that was fine. Still going to get a great tip. It happens. It's just how you react to situations. That's what makes you a superstar.
I've seen a lot of the time where people will stick the stakes in at the end of the driveway and put the ribbon up and leave piles of dirt on each side of the driveway, because they've of course blown off the driveway, and then they've swept the dirt to the sides of the road area down at the foot of the driveway, and they leave it there. Mm-hmm. And it makes it literally, it's like, oh man, that is. So the homeowner, or even worse, the wind blows or cars drive by and blows this fresh seal-coated driveway, just blows dust and dirt and leaves all over it, because the person didn't take the time, who did the job, to truly take away, shovel up these piles of dirt, put it in a garbage bag or in a bin that they're going to take away for the customer.
Yep. And throw it on the back of the truck and just go.
And even worse, imagine Joe gets home, sees his beautifully seal-coated driveway, and he has to now take a shovel and finish the job for the company. And so what I ask, and it's one of the things we speak about in this driveway Sealcoating Kickstart course, is be absolutely be professional in everything that you do. And I'm not saying it's going to all be perfect, but I'm saying work on making it as perfect as you can. If you are going to show up and you're smoking cigarette butts and you're throwing them on the driveway or in the yard, or you're leaving a can of pop, or you're leaving cut off ribbon down at the bottom, or weed whacker string
into the bathroom behind a tree, that's a big one too, especially people, that don't have, that don't work with a bathroom. Like that's another issue. You always want to act, I say, like you're on camera. There's always a camera watching you, and someone's going to play it back and see what you did. That's how you kind of have to think. And, it's 2022. Most people, especially in the affluent areas that we work, most people have cameras everywhere on their house. We're not seal coating, row homes in North Philadelphia. We're doing like beautiful homes on the main line that are worth, potentially millions of dollars. So these people have cameras everywhere. So if something goes wrong, they're going to be able to pull up video and watch what happened. And you just want them to say, oh, this is good. I should make a YouTube video out of this, for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons. Yeah, I made a video the other day of a customer had his garage doors open, and his garage was full of leaves. I didn't just blow off his driveway. I actually went into his garage and blew all the leaves out of his garage. He might notice that, he might not have, but it took an extra 30 seconds of my day, and it was just to going that extra step.
It's awesome, man. By the way, we have Tim Smith on right now. I use Gregory's videos as my company training videos. Tim is a superstar. He is actually a consultant with our company as well, helps out with a lot of customers that are starting their own business. Phenomenal guy. If anybody has any questions, hit up Tim on Facebook or reach him at tim@asphaltkingdom.com. You can reach out to him too. He's a great guy and happy to help guide you, man. He's a part of that whole pay it forward movement. So let's help as many people as we can win. I wanted to play something for us here, which is a testimonial video that came in from the Driveway Sealcoating Kickstart course. I'll just let this pull up. Hopefully you can hear the audio when I go to play it. Let's give it a whirl.
Hey guys, my name is Baron. I live here in Minnesota. I own We Shine Windows. I've been looking into getting into seal coating here for a little bit now, and been talking to really awesome people with Asphalt Kingdom, and just learning the processes. And all of a sudden, this awesome course came out, the Sealcoating Kickstart course. I've never seen a course laid out absolutely perfect. There is nothing that's missing in that thing. You could watch the video tomorrow, go out, start your own business, and be completely fine and know what to do. I've decided to go on this route and really focus on seal coating instead of window cleaning, and trying to combine them together where the profit will be more if I just do seal coating. And without their help in this course, I would have not known what to do so easy. And I think that everybody that is looking into starting their own business, definitely check out the course. I give it 5 stars. If you could give it more, I'd 1,000,000 stars. It's amazing. But they do everything you can to help you understanding every start to beginning of starting a business, start to beginning how to apply seal coating, crack filling, cleaning the surface, PPE. It's unbelievable. But I definitely recommend this if you are interested in starting your seal coating business.
So I've been watching seal coating's live videos for over a year now. So, I mean, the number one thing that I liked about the course was really being able to put like a face to the channel, and really being able to see his process from start to finish. But it's not just the process from start to finish on a job site. It took everything from before the job site as well, how to sell ourselves, how to build our company, what equipment do we need when we're going to be on site, everything when we're on site, and then how to close everything at the end, which I think was really useful because it's going to help me be able to go back on what I've already done and modify it for the company for the year, and be able to take those tips from next year and how that I can implement them at the start of the season before I start any production.
This course was very educational and helpful for myself and our business, as it really showed me exactly what goes into the business before, after, and during a project, as well as the visuals really helped me as the site supervisor. I'm in charge of making sure our employees are doing what we want them to do and up to our clients' standards, and seeing exactly what to look for and how to look for it was really helpful, and for sure what I'm going to take when working on future job sites in the next few months.
That's awesome. That's nice.
Had you seen that before?
No.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't that nice? Yeah, we've got a bunch more coming in too. By the way, if anybody's taken the Driveway Sealcoating Kickstart course and you want to drop a note here in the comments and let people know about any feedback that you have on the course, if it's worth the investment, we would appreciate that very much. The mission again is, Greg and I are not looking to get rich off this course. Greg and I are really, we spent some serious time. I don't know how many hours of content that you filmed and pulled from, Greg, but
yeah, exclusive content, because we've done stuff, when I filmed these videos, these were different videos. They're not the ones that are on my channel. These are specific just to this course. It's not like I just pulled a couple things from there. And I want to touch something that we kind of did before about changing this culture of, I remember telling people what I did, seal coating, and they were just like, seal coating. Yeah, I think my dad said he had that done. And the guy was like checking to see if his car was unlocked, and he sprayed the garage door. It was kind of like looked down upon, like seal coating. It was like, oh, it was like that weird guy that came to the house to knock on the door. And now, I've been getting messages about people that are making these videos and, we're really showing the right way of how it's supposed to be done and how it's supposed to be done by professionals. And he said, teaching about PPE. And that's so important, not only to other people, but to yourself. Like, you ever see someone using a chainsaw and they're just kind of squinting? It's just like, you got to have the eyes on. Like, you look ridiculous. It's so, like, just changing the culture and just being professional and presentable. And the better everybody does, the more money everybody makes, and just changing the culture just to make this a respectable trade again. Or if it ever was, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely, I certainly have seen a change in 22 years, in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
A lot has changed in the last 5 years, and especially in the last 3. And that's really coming together in these platforms like this and communicating effectively, and like the AK Roundtable, for example, and these courses that we can now output and you can invest into and ultimately be able to invest into them. And they're tax deductible too, which is super cool. So if you're investing into something, it means that you're getting a return. You're getting value out of something that's rewarding you with dividends, right? Whereas if you're spending money or having it cost you money and time, that is a different story, because it's torn away from you. And so you really need to think about, if you're starting out in the business or you're already in the business, does it have a point? Is there a point to going through all the hard learning, the steep learning curves, ups and downs and all arounds? Or is it and burning a lot of time and money and energy? Or does it make sense to connect with people who have been there, done that, and ultimately are here to help pay it forward to you? And so education, you're right. Education is the key to any business, is making sure that you're loading up. I call it the slingshot effect. It's like you grab it, you pull, and you do the right thing. You slow down to speed up. And what happens is, as we're rolling through the balance of the season, you've got fall that's approaching, and you've got winter that's going to hit, and cash flow is going to start to get impacted for sure for us in the seasonal business. In a lot of cases, it shuts right off, because a lot of people don't know how to monetize in the winter months. On the AK Roundtable on Wednesday, we're going to be speaking about how to monetize during the winter months, and that's going to be pretty awesome, regarding some emergency pothole repair stuff, which is super fun, and we have clients crushing it there. But going into next spring, you want to be charged. You want to be ready to roll. And so if you look at this Driveway Sealcoating Kickstart course, again, this is not something that Greg and I want to get rich off of. This is something that we're saying there's value attached to it. We priced it at $500. You can now invest into that, and you can really, really dig into it and watch it 3, 4, or 5 times and reflect on it, and then connect on the roundtable and ask the questions and really power forward. I know that there's a lot of people who have taken this course we haven't had one person come back to us, not one person come back and say that they didn't get their money's worth. It's been the complete opposite, and people love it.
And there's more to come. And I'll touch again on the AK Roundtable. I get a lot of messages and stuff. And, I'm not running a multi-million-dollar business, but on the AK Roundtable, there are guys that are running multi-million-dollar businesses that can answer these questions. You can throw out a question and you'll get 5 different people that have done this 1,000 times that can answer your question. So if you are new to the business and, free to join, everyone just kind of comes and hangs out and you talk shop. No egos, no one's puffing their chest. I'm doing this. It's just, Judd leads, and then everyone just kind of asks questions, and there's a takeaway from each meeting.
There's somebody's hat that I'm wearing right now. This hat right here. This is Dom Manzo, local seal coating out of Long Island, New York. And for people who know our YouTube channel and people who know Dom Manzo, he started out with a squeegee. And he's now like literally striping Amazon warehouses, and the connects were made. The network was made through the AK Roundtable. And so together we are so much stronger, and having that togetherness, that unity and that community, your circle becomes so crucially important for your future. And so make sure you're connecting with the right people at the right times and your success will become inevitable. And right now is the right time. Why wait? Why wait when you can connect with the right people? And it all starts here, right? This exact moment that we're in, we have a path forward. That path forward gets to be painted by ourselves, which is exciting.
Yeah, and Dom's got a great personality. He's doing great on social media. It's just great to follow, different seal coaters, because when I started my channel, there wasn't that many people doing it. There was Judd was on YouTube. There was maybe Dave Strand, the OG of seal coating, and there was maybe a couple others. And now there's like thousands and thousands of YouTube channels dedicated to seal coating, and it's really great to see it. And everyone's trying to, improve upon what they're doing and make it better and better. It's really great.
Pete Johnston has a question here, really great question. By the way, before I answer the question, I just want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Tim Smith again. Chip, you're on. So good to see you. I know you're between jobs right now. Chip's name is William Stewart. He's down in Florida, just crushing it. Really excited to continue to grow that relationship, because I know Chip's excited to be a part of our coaching program down in the Florida region, which is coming soon, 2023. That was a quick sneak peek. Tim Smith also has his page up, his acceleration session page. My team can post that URL in the chat. You can book time with Tim there. In regards to your question, Pete Johnston, I sold my food truck because I needed so many workers, and now interested in a one-man's business to start. Seal coating appears to fill my requirement. Do you agree? Great question.
Yes, I agree. Where are you located?
Type that in, Pete, if you don't mind. Type in where you're located.
You're not in North Dakota, are you?
Let's see.
North Carolina. 10-month season.
That's where Chip is. He's in Spindale, North Carolina this week. I know. He's in Chicago in the burbs. Chicago burbs. So that's
probably looking at around a 6-month season like us.
Yeah, and so I would say like one man is cool. I know that Greg, you seal coat driveways alone, right?
I love it. Yeah, Sundays. Yeah, Sundays, Father's Days, 4th of July's. I go out there and I hustle, because when I work alone, it really gives me a chance to kind of set up cameras and really make some nice videos. So I love working alone. I love working with other people. I just love the job.
If you're stacked with work, how much alone? Like how much can you make alone out doing driveway seal coating, like in revenue?
You can make $1,000 a day. If you can really load up your day, you can make $1,000.
That's awesome. So you do like do like 2 500s or 4 250s, or are you talking
Everything.
About like
you do 10 hundreds? By yourself, it helps to do like a lot of smaller driveways that are really connected, so you can kind of, especially if they're in chronological order, you can prep them all, then come and seal them all with minimal travel time. That's ideal by yourself.
So you're talking like duplexes that have just like 1-car spots, for example, or those smaller type driveways. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. So I used to seal coat driveways alone way back in the day, and I would get like a 4-car driveway, like a $300 job done in under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
4-car driveway under 30 minutes, and that was, and I could do like 5 or 6 of those a day. And at the end of the day, I'd have a happy pocket full of money, but I would be tired. And so
you can imagine what's that selling for now?
Yeah, exactly. So, it would be easy to walk away with a couple grand. But my point to this, I would like to answer this. I'll get to your margin question too, Pete, but I would strongly recommend having somebody to help you. I would recommend being 2 people. And the reason why is there's going to be days where you are going to have jobs booked and you might not feel great. You might not feel well. Something will come up. And so if you want to keep that consistent cash flow rolling, it's good to find a really good helper. And not just a helper, but somebody really who can handle the really come into this and really grow with you. And that will allow you to focus on some sales too, right? It's when you're selling and doing the work, it's hard.
That's tough.
it's hard. And so I recommend two people if you can. And I certainly know, if you click on that link for Tim's page, you can check out our YouTube channel. If you're live on our channel, there it is. But you can click on there, and Tim will advise you on this. He's crushing commercial work now and everything. He's second year, just rocking. He's such an incredible guy. 24 plus years of experience in the sales world. But yeah, definitely, I would go lean, mean, money making machine. That's awesome. In regards to the margins on seal coat material, it really depends on the type of job, but 50 to 60% margin is definitely in the ballpark as an average if you're doing driveways and small commercial work. When you get into big projects, the margin can get cut down significantly. Hopefully that helps to answer your question. We're coming on 1 hour here, so we're going to, if anybody has any more questions, feel free to pop them in. But if not, I guess, Greg, I have a question for you. What's coming on Seal Coating is Life? What's coming up for content?
Well, this year, just more multi-camera, but what we're developing and going to go into next year is maybe some travel videos where I'm going to get a tank in the back of a pickup truck, and we're going to travel and start to move and do some jobs and meet other seal coaters that are in this business. And we're going to link up and do travel videos of seal coating, going state to state, and just expanding. And hopefully Netflix picks it up and we make a show out of it.
It's awesome, man. Well, I'm super stoked about what you have coming on YouTube. I know that you've been rocking it. Remind us, how long have you been in this industry for?
On and off since I was 19 and 20, and I just turned 21 last year. So no, I've been in about 17 years.
17 years. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to all the
I was a bucket boy. That's how I started.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's incredible to see the way that you've grown and continue to crush it. Really excited for the future. Looking forward to having it come back down too. Excited for that, man. We do have a question that just came in from Nico. A question for you both. Which is better, sealing with a squeegee or a spray application? This is a common debate, by the way.
Well, I don't think I've ever used a squeegee. I'm a brush guy. We brush all our driveways, and brush versus spray. I made a video on this actually the other day, and with these bigger jobs, like we're both using 4-foot brushes, and we're both very good, so we can really fly. But we're spraying commercial, and we're always brushing residential, because last thing you want is a gust of wind or something and it gets all over the garage doors. So we know there's zero callback when we're brushing for residential. So we're brushing residential and we're spraying for commercial. But I don't know, maybe squeegee. Maybe I'll make a video with a squeegee, but I can't wrap my head around it.
The brush is a pretty awesome application, that's for sure. And you still use a spray system to pump the sealer, though.
Yep, just take the tip off.
Yeah.
Turn the pressure down.
That's awesome. Well, we've got one more question here that says, it's a statement. I can't wait till the info you mailed me gets here. Super stoked about getting the equipment and everything lined up for next spring. Super excited for you, Viceroy Bear. Super excited for you to get going. We hope to see you on the AK Roundtable tomorrow night, by the way. The link is posted right here in our comments for the AK Roundtable. You guys can definitely sign up to that. We'll be live, a whole group of us, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's completely free to join up, and it's a great spot to collaborate, ask questions if you're dealing with challenges and you want to celebrate wins, and maybe you have an idea that can help to pay it forward to somebody else to help them grow too. Great networking opportunity as well. Lots of collaboration going there on shared work and helping each other out to get big commercial projects completed. So really excited about that.
And I want to say that there was a guy that was struggling. He had the contract, but he couldn't do the actual work. And someone was able to plug them in with someone that could help them do the work on the AK Roundtable. Do you remember that? He's like, I got a 400,000 square foot parking lot and I'm only have a 500-gallon truck. How do I do it? So this guy was like, let me make a phone call. And then he plugged him in with another contractor and they were able to do the job through the AK Roundtable.
It's
no
awesome.
charge. Just let me help you. Just pay it forward.
It's awesome. That's the way it is. Like then the network, the strength of the network. Viceroy Bear, to answer your question, it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Okay, so 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check that out on Google. If you're unsure of your time zone, just type in what time is it in my area at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it will tell you exactly what that time is. But yeah, there you have it. Thank you for this incredible power hour that we just rolled out. Driveway Seal Coating Kickstart course and a recap of the season. Really, really awesome to be able to share this stuff with you guys, and the feedback again on the DSKC Driveway Seal Coating Kickstart course has been amazing. It is on special right now, so you can definitely get that still on special. The link is in the comments for these videos right here that we're running live. One last thing from Funk Zulu. Just wanted to say that Seal Coating is Life are the best when it comes to the quality work. There are a lot of imitators, but no one comes close to them. That's some good compliments, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. And a huge shout out as well to Mr. Dom Manzo, paying it forward huge all the time. Huge shout out to Tim Smith on here as well, paying it forward all the time. And to everybody else who does pay it forward, that's what the world needs more of, is helping each other out, because the universe has incredible ways of paying dividends to you the more that you help people around you. Hope you guys all enjoyed this power hour. Mr. Greg Francis, Seal Coating is Life, thank you so much for being here and doing the share. And we're on your channel live and everything, so this is awesome.
Yeah, we're here. Just like Judd said, times are crazy out there. Everyone's mean. The world's falling apart. So just, try to extend your hand and help someone.
100%. All right, brother. Well, thanks for all this, and let's get ready to start preparing the different value packs that are going to be tied to the Driveway Seal Coating Kickstart course. We got that. We got to start laying that out, because that will all get added. And as that's released, everybody who is signed up for the Driveway Seal Coating Kickstart course will be grandfathered in, and that value will be stacked in at no cost, which is pretty awesome. The price will be changing as we continue to move down the road. So now's the best time to grab the Driveway Seal Coating Kickstart course.
Awesome. On the hour.
Great seeing you.
All right,
Talk to you soon, brother.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Constantly getting emails, Instagram messages, Facebook messages. How do I get started in this business? I'm sick of my 9-to-5. I'm sick of wearing a tie. I'm sick of my boss screaming at me. I want to work for myself. So we're going to show you how to do that.
Show me the money. And let me tell you, most people starting out in the seal coating business really choose residential for a few different reasons. Residential seal coating over commercial, that is.